Hello student, good morning. Myself Sri K.D. Sir, biology subject teacher. In previous lecture we learn control and coordination chapter content concept, major endocrine glands, hypothalamus. Also we learn location and origin of pituitary gland, or also called as hypophysis gland. Today we are going to learn control and coordination chapter content concept, a major endocrine gland, pituitary gland, also called as hypophysis gland, its structure and function. So let us start today's first concept, structure of pituitary gland or hypophysis gland. Structurally, pituitary gland consists of two lobes, adenohypophysis or anterior lobe, posterior lobe or neurohypophysis. Means structurally these two lobes seen in pituitary gland, adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Seen here diagrammatic representation. Adenohypophysis, anterior pituitary. This is the adenohypophysis, anterior pituitary, and this one is neurohypophysis, posterior pituitary. We learn first lobe known as anterior lobe or adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis lobe of pituitary gland is a larger lobe of pituitary gland. Point number 2, it is highly cellular and vascular part of pituitary gland. Seen here diagrammatic representation. This one is adenohypophysis. No doubt it is a larger than the neurohypophysis. So adenohypophysis is larger gland of pituitary lobe and it is highly cellular and vascular part of pituitary gland. Number 3, it contains various types of cells like epithelioid secretory cells, acidophils, basophils, chromatophores. So there are 4 different types of cells present in adenohypophysis: epithelioid secretory cells, acidophils, basophils and chromatophores. So all these 4 different types of cells present in this adenohypophysis lobe of pituitary gland, also called as anterior pituitary. Pituitary gland or hypophysis gland, adenohypophysis, it's differentiated into 3 parts: pars distalis, second pars intermedia, and third pars tuberalis. All these 3 parts seen here a diagrammatic representation. First one is pars distalis. It's very big portion of adenohypophysis. This is the pars distalis. Pars intermedia present in between these 2 lobes, means anterior lobe and posterior lobe. In between them a small space present. Such space contain pars intermedia part. Third one is pars tuberalis. So this is the tubule like structure of adenohypophysis called as pars tuberalis. So adenohypophysis consists of 3 parts: pars distalis, pars intermedia and pars tuberalis. second part of pituitary gland called as posterior lobe of pituitary gland, also called as neurohypophysis. Neurohypophysis of pituitary gland consists of three parts: pars nervosa, neural lobe, second infundibulum, and third median eminence. Means all these three parts are involved in neurohypophysis lobe of pituitary gland. See near diagrammatic representation. This part is pars nervosa, is also called as neural lobe. This neural lobe or pars nervosa is attached with infundibulum. So this is the infundibulum part, like stalk. So this infundibulum is continuous with median eminence. Means pars nervosa, infundibulum and median eminence are three parts of neurohypophysis. So the pars nervosa acts as storage for the secretion of hypothalamus hormones that stored and release like ADH or vasopressin and oxytocin. You know, ADH or vasopressin and oxytocin, both hormones secreted by hypothalamus. So such hypothalamus hormones are stored in pars nervosa part. So this is the pars nervosa part, and this one is hypothalamus. So hypothalamus prepare ADH or vasopressin and oxytocin hormone that stored in the pars nervosa neurohypophysis of pituitary gland. In that stored the ADH or vasopressin and oxytocin hormones. So such part is called as store area of hypothalamus hormones like ADH or vasopressin and oxytocin. We learn different hormones released by neurohypophysis. First one is antidiuretic hormone ADH, also called as vasopressin. Second one is oxytocin. Both these hormones released by neurohypophysis lobe of pituitary gland. Such hormones is actual hypothalamus hormones. It stored in the neurohypophysis pars nervosa part. So release pars nervosa from neurohypophysis pituitary gland, two hormones ADH and oxytocin. We learn one by one. First one is antidiuretic hormone, also called as ADH or vasopressin. ADH, also called as vasopressin, stimulate the reabsorption of water. Always remember, ADH stimulate the reabsorption of water in distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct of the uriniferous tubule. You know, uriniferous tubules are present in the kidney. So such uriniferous tubule consists of distal convoluted tubule part and collecting duct part. So these two parts of the uriniferous tubule, from them reabsorption of water by stimulation of ADH hormone or vasopressin hormone. Such uriniferous tubule diagrammatic representation seen here. This is the uriniferous tubule. You know, the uriniferous tubule consists of different parts, like this one is Malpighian body. This part is Malpighian body. This is the PCT part. This U-shape Henle's loop. This part is DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and this part is collecting duct. So uriniferous tubule consists of distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct. So this is the collecting duct, and this one is distal convoluting tubule. From them water is reabsorbed. So here clearly seen water reabsorb process takes place. This part, from them also water reabsorb process takes place. Due to this water reabsorption process takes place from distal convoluted tubule of uriniferous tubule. Also the collecting duct of uriniferous tubule from the uriniferous tubule of the kidney, it decreases the loss of water by reducing urine quantity. Due to reabsorption of water from distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct of the uriniferous tubule. So this is the distal convoluted tubule and this one is collecting duct of the uriniferous tubule. From them water is reabsorbed from uriniferous tubule. Due to this, the decreased loss of water by reducing the urine quantity, means the urine quantity is very reduced because lot of water is reabsorbed by antidiuretic hormone ADH, vasopressin, secreted by neurohypophysis. So such hormone is most important. Also in increase the blood pressure. ADH or vasopressin is also most important for increases blood pressure by causing vasoconstriction. Such hormone acts on blood vessels. So due to this, blood vessel becomes constricted. So due to this constriction of blood vessel, resulting increase the blood pressure. So this is the constricted blood vessel seen here. This here dilation means vasodilation, vasoconstriction. When blood vessel becomes constriction, so vasoconstriction takes place. So due to vasoconstriction blood vessel, blood becomes very fast run in the blood vessel. So increased blood pressure is acts on ADH. When decrease blood pressure or decreases blood pressure in the kidney, at that time increases blood pressure by ADH or vasopressin due to vasoconstriction. Due to vasoconstriction, increase blood pressure by ADH or vasopressin. Here noted, ADH or vasopressin is most important hormone for reabsorption of water as well as decrease the loss of water as well as increase the blood pressure due to causing vasoconstriction. This is the different function of ADH: reabsorption of water, decrease the loss of water as well as increase the blood pressure by causing vasoconstriction. When abnormal secretion of ADH causes some disorders, when abnormal secretion of ADH or vasopressin causes some disorders, like number one, first, when deficiency of ADH, antidiuretic hormone deficiency, reduce water reabsorption, no doubt. When deficiency of ADH reduce water reabsorption and increase the urine output this condition called as diabetes insipidus. Means diabetes insipidus is one of the disorder of ADH hormone, that is deficiency of ADH hormone create diabetes insipidus. What is diabetes insipidus? Reduce water reabsorption and increase urine output. Such condition called as diabetes insipidus. You know diabetes mellitus? Yes, diabetes mellitus is also one of the diabetes, but such diabetes mellitus is due to deficiency of insulin hormone. Here diabetes insipidus is also one of the defect due to deficiency of ADH. And what is diabetes insipidus? Reduce reabsorption of water and increase the urine output. This condition called as diabetes insipidus. No glucose is lost in urine. No glucose is lost in urine. Also, excessive micturition means urination process. Excessive micturition or urination process causes excessive thirst. Excessive micturition or urination process causes excessive thirst, and due to excessive thirst the condition create called as polydipsia. Here noted, diabetes insipidus and polydipsia are two disorders due to deficiency of ADH. Due to deficiency of ADH, diabetes insipidus occurs. Also due to deficiency of ADH, excessive micturition or urination process takes place. So excessive urination process takes place. Due to this, excessive water is lost, and when excessive water loss in the body, so excessive thrust is needed. Excessive thrust is needed, कंडिशन कॉल्ड एज पॉलीडिप्सिया, ज्याला आपण म्हणतो तहान खूप लागणे. पॉलीडिप्सिया, एक्सेसिव्ह थ्रस्ट इज ड्यू टू deficiency of ADH. Hope that you understood everything. Diabetes insipidus and polydipsia are two disorder caused due to deficiency of ADH. Now we learn second hormone of neurohypophysis known as oxytocin. No doubt it is also secreted by hypothalamus, but only released by neurohypophysis of pituitary gland. It stimulates contraction of uterus. Means oxytocin hormone stimulate contraction of uterus during the parturition process. Parturition process means childbirth process. So at the time of childbirth process means parturition process, uterine muscles becomes contraction due to action of oxytocin hormone. So oxytocin hormone stimulate contraction of uterus during parturition. Seen here diagrammatic representation. This is the uterus. This uterus contain myometrium muscles. So this myometrium muscles contraction takes place due to action of oxytocin, and such oxytocin is responsible for contraction of powerful contraction of myometrium muscles of the uterus, and such myometrium muscles contraction help parturition process, that is childbirth process. So Oxytocin is most important for contraction of uterus during the parturition. It also stimulates contraction of mammary glands. Oxytocin is also stimulate contraction of mammary gland to initiate ejection or release of milk. Always remember, oxytocin stimulate contraction of uterus during parturition, also stimulate contraction of mammary glands to initiate ejection or release of milk. To initiate ejection or release of milk. So it is called as birth hormone because it useful for during the parturition. Such hormone also called as milk ejecting hormone because it stimulates to mammary gland to initiate ejection or release of milk. So oxytocin is also called as birth hormone, also called as milk ejecting hormone. Up to this we detail discuss. Hypothalamus hormones stored in neurohypophysis lobe that release neurohypophysis of pituitary gland known as ADH and oxytocin. Both are most important for different functions. Hope that you understood everything. Up to this we detail discuss. Neurohypophysis is one of the lobe of pituitary gland, its different parts and its hormone is also we learn. Pars intermedia, pars intermedia is a pituitary gland part. It is poorly developed in human being. Pars intermedia present in between the anterior and posterior lobes. So this is the adenohypophysis and this one is neurohypophysis. In between them present pars intermedia. So such pars intermedia is poorly developed in human being pituitary gland. So such pars intermedia secrete one of the hormone known as melanocyte stimulating hormone. Such pars intermedia secrete one of the hormone known as melanocyte stimulating hormone, that is MSH, means melanocyte stimulating hormone. So such melanocyte stimulating hormone in some lower vertebrates. MSH stimulate dispersion of melanin granules. MSH stimulate the dispersion of melanin granules in the melanocytes. In the melanocytes, dispersion of melanin granules due to stimulation of melanocyte stimulating hormone. Melanocytes are present in skin. This is our skin diagram. This part is endodermis, means dermis and epidermis. So this epidermis contain melanocyte cells. So these are the melanocyte cells. These melanocyte cells are most important for color pigmentation provide to the skin. So MSH stimulate the dispersion of melanin granules in the melanocytes. So melanocytes are responsible for skin pigmentation. Such MSH means melanocyte stimulating hormone is responsible for skin pigmentation because of Melanocyte stimulating hormone is especially for dispersion of melanin granules in the melanocyte. Due to this, skin pigmentation is seen on the skin. See near diagrammatic representation. This is the lower vertebrate calotropis, show different colors. So skin pigmentation is seen due to melanocyte stimulating hormone. Such hormones stimulate to melanocyte, and due to this, skin pigmentation takes place. So seen here, skin pigmentation. Up to this we detail discuss. Pars intermedia is, no doubt it is poorly developed in human being, but it developed in lower vertebrate. So such parts secrete melanocyte stimulating hormone that responsible for skin pigmentation. A review today's topic. We learn in today's topic major endocrine gland, no doubt pituitary gland or hypophysis gland. We learn structure of pituitary gland, adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. We also detail discuss structure of adenohypophysis, hormones of adenohypophysis. We learn structure of neurohypophysis, hormones of neurohypophysis, pars intermedia, hormones of pars intermedia. On the basis of today's lecture, some exercise question. First MCQ question: diabetes insipidus occurs due to hyposecretion of thyroxine, oxytocin, insulin, ADH. Yes, the correct answer is D, ADH, because ADH is responsible for create diabetes insipidus when hyposecretion. Second MCQ question: function of oxytocin is to help in gametogenesis, growth, childbirth, all of this. Yes, the correct answer is childbirth. C, childbirth is correct option. The gonadotropic hormone are secreted by adrenal pituitary interstitial cells, adrenal cortex, posterior pituitary part. Yes, the correct answer is gonadotropic hormone are secreted by anterior pituitary lobe. Means A, anterior lobe of pituitary is correct option. Number 4. TSH regulate dash dash secretion, androgen, thyroxine, MSH, insulin. Yes, the correct answer. TSH regulate thyroxine secretion, means B, thyroxine is correct option. Number 5. Dash dash is gonadotropic hormone. STH, LTH, ACTH, FSH. Somatotropic hormone, lactotropic hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, FSH. Yes, the correct answer is D, FSH is one of the gonadotropic hormone. Number 6. ICSH stimulate ovary, testes, kidney, mammary gland. Yes, interstitial cell stimulating hormone stimulate to testes, means B, testes is correct option. ADS secreted by adrenal gland, thyroid gland, hypothalamus, pancreas. Yes, ADH secreted by hypothalamus. C, hypothalamus is correct option. Progesterone secreted by which part of the following gland? Adrenal gland, corpus luteum, Anterior pituitary, pars nervosa. Yes, the correct option is corpus luteum secreted by progesterone, means B, corpus luteum is correct option. Short answer question number 1. Which are the cells present in adenohypophysis lobe of pituitary gland? Yes, epithelioid secretory cells. Second, acidophils. Third, basophils. And fourth, chromatophores are cells present in adenohypophysis lobe of pituitary gland. Name the gonadotropin hormone secreted by pituitary gland. Yes, there are 3 different types of gonadotropins: follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, interstitial cell stimulating hormone. Which are the disorder produced by improper secretion of growth hormone? Yes, first one is pituitary dwarfism, second one is gigantism, third one is acromegaly. Deficiency of ADH reduce water reabsorption and increase urine output. This condition called as, yes, diabetes insipidus. How ADH increase blood pressure? Yes, ADH is a hormone also called as vasopressin, acts on blood pressure when blood pressure is decreases. So action of ADH or vasopressin on blood pressure, the blood vessels becomes constriction. So constrict blood vessels, blood pressure increases, and due to increased blood pressure, the ADH role completed. How ADH increase blood pressure? Due to constriction of blood vessel, means vasoconstriction process takes place in the blood vessel, so increase blood pressure. Why oxytocin called as birth hormone or milk ejecting hormone? Yes, because oxytocin acts on uterine muscles during the childbirth process, so called them birth hormone. Oxytocin acts on mammary gland, so mammary gland initiate ejecting milk, so called them milk ejecting hormone. Match column A with column B. In column A, disorders. In column B, reason, cause, disorder. First disorder known as acromegaly. Yes, acromegaly is caused due to hypersecretion of growth hormone in middle age of adult. So one match with D. Due to hypersecretion of GH in middle age of adult, acromegaly disorder create. Second, diabetes insipidus. Yes, deficiency of ADH reduce water reabsorption and increase the urine output. Due to this, diabetes insipidus takes place. So 2 match with C. Gigantism, yes, hypersecretion of growth hormone in childhood. So due to this disorder occurs known as gigantism. So 3 match with B. Polydipsia, yes, excessive micturition or urination process takes place, causes excessive thrust. This condition called as polydipsia, means 4 match with A. Identify the diagram and labeled A, B, C and D. Yes, this diagram is structure of pituitary gland. In structure of pituitary gland noted A, B, C and D. So A is pars distalis, B pars intermedia, C pars tuberalis, D infundibulum. So infundibulum is a part of neurohypophysis, and pars distalis, pars intermedia and pars tuberalis are adenohypophysis part. Up to this, today's lecture completed. Hope that you understood everything. If you like the video, then you can subscribe my YouTube bioinfo channel. Tap the bell icon and like the video. If any doubt about today's lecture, mention in comment box. Thank you.